Even now, we still don't understand much about space, save from a few things you cannot see. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Today, we'll look at the 10 things you must do. Not possible in space. Be sure to watch our entire video to learn everything there is to know about these items. Shouldn't perform in space, and subscribe our channel for more fantastic material like today. You may believe that it is difficult to get a decent night's sleep. Many children should try performing it in space. The question of how you sleep because we orbit the Earth 16 times each day is appropriate. Being an astronaut is challenging. It's a demanding work, so you probably want to unwind after a long day. Sleeping while in space orbit while Earth's gravity keeps you down isn't really challenging. The low gravity in orbit is one significant distinction that causes issues when you're in space. Having a nap no longer makes sense, for instance, because it is undeniable that some people enjoy tying themselves up. However, I only enjoy floating while I'm asleep, so I would say that I don't truly do it. Our typical sleeping rhythms are affected by the absence of light, so please turn the light off and good night. A response to our posture during periods of rest and activity. In fact, astronauts must take precautions to prevent floating as they sleep in space. They tether themselves down into bags for sleep. Our core body temperature must decrease for us to sleep effectively, which is considerably more challenging considering that even something as natural as resting is undeniably quite difficult. It's quite challenging when you're in space. 9th position, sobbing. People cry when they're upset or they become ecstatic occasionally. It may only be an allergy or something that genuinely got. However, astronauts do not have that option available to them. Instead, they can laugh in your eye. When asked if he could cry in space as usual, he said that it was different because there is no gravity. Space. Chris Hadfield, a Canadian astronaut, responded to the question of whether one might cry in space by saying they sting a little and stick like a liquid ball, making my eye feel like it is full of tears. I can add more water to the pool of tears, but as you can see, it only creates a ball on my eye. Keep sobbing since you've already set it up with a growing water ball in your eye. Avoid crying unless they actually wipe the wetness from their palms. Tears can form in space. It's really bizarre when a large clump of tears transforms into a realistic ball and flies around. 8th place, bread eating. Most of us humans regularly consume bread. We make sandwiches. Even if they are really nutritious, avocado toast is nonetheless tasty when we're on Earth and enjoying the effects of regular gravity on our food in space. Similar to the difficulties sleeping and eating in zero gravity, the game's rules radically change. Crumbs from bread, crackers, cookies, and other foods don't fare well in space. They float around, where they can fly into an astronaut's eyes and obstruct vital apparatus. White tortillas are used on all craft leaving orbit without crumbs instead of bread. Even though it came in 7th, bread would be a wonderful substitute for food in space. Coffee. For many individuals, a hot cup of coffee is essential to starting the day, but in space astronauts have come up with alternative methods to start their admittedly dim mornings. That's because water is a crucial component of coffee, even if adding coffee grinds to boiling water, because swimming in water while experiencing zero gravity is highly risky and unique for astronauts in space. An espresso machine that uses capsules of coffee grinds was created. Using the restaurant. Welcome to the International Space Station's restroom in 6th position. Because using the bathroom in space is so challenging, astronauts must complete a curriculum for toilet training. There are 2 distinct bathroom systems, each created for a certain purpose. Astronauts utilize a specially built toilet seat for solid waste when nature calls. During bodily function, a liquid waste suction tube with funnels for men and women of various sizes. Most of us, in fact, I prefer to elevate this one as well and utilize it as the bag's entrance. And in reality, when we are through with our business, we close the bag that is within, which has the following dimensions. Then, naturally, out of respect for them, we push the bed into the solid waste bin. What do you think of these things you cannot discuss? We'll put a new, fresh bag inside for the following person. Do in space up to this point. Let us know what you think in the comments, and be sure to watch all the way through. You'll be surprised to find what's at the bottom of the list of things you can no longer perform in space. The fifth spot on our list is reserved for drinking, which is more than what you can do in space. Most large organizations forbid you from performing a humorous anecdote, such as the fact that in 1972 alcohol was. However, many people learned about this and even sent messages to the Skylab 4 mission commander. Edgar G. Gibson stated that NASA received irate correspondence regarding a spacecraft astronaut bringing booze. In his letter, he claimed that astronauts symbolize a kind of purity, and that once that purity is compromised, alcoholic beverages are typically prohibited in space travel, which significantly irritates people. However, space agencies have in the past permitted its drinking. The NASA has been harsher regarding alcohol consumption than the Russian space program, both legally and practically. Astronauts, and for very obvious reasons, cosmonauts are prohibited from being intoxicated at launch if they are operating a vehicle. Driving while intoxicated is not good considering a rocket or spaceship. Alcohol is definitely not a good idea. Fourth place, shaving in space. Yes, much like on Earth, a lot of astronauts develop hair. Bodily parts, however, unlike us, donors find it challenging to remove these bothersome hairs. Both male and female astronauts use an electric or manual razor to shave their hair while in space. Using a razor or a disposable one due to the lack of running water in space, the majority of astronauts chose electric razors. The ISS has water. While aboard the ISS, the majority of male astronauts opt to wear their hair short. They obviously don't want to see hairs floating, thus they want to avoid any difficulties with zero gravity. To get a haircut, they have to go about and wind up somewhere they shouldn't. Astronauts use hair gel as we reach our top, a shaver attached to a vacuum that collects all the hair trimmings. 3. Get ready to discover the 3 things that are actually the hardest to accomplish in space. When you're in a setting where it's tough to accomplish something, like clean your teeth, there are YouTube videos with instructions on how to clean your teeth in space because since less than 600 people have actually visited space, most people won't find this tutorial particularly useful. To be quite honest, cleaning your teeth in space is very difficult. This is how to do it. The astronaut, in exquisite detail, first fastens their toothpaste tube to a neighboring wall with they squeeze a little bead of water from the drink bag while holding the toothbrush in one hand. While gliding their toothbrush over the toothbrush, the pouch will immediately, after sucking up the water, the astronaut will repeat the process with their toothpaste. After brushing their teeth as normal, all that is left to do is squeeze some water over them. After brushing it with their brush and cleaning it with a towel, they can pack their belongings and resume their day's activities. Second place, vegetables. Though many people may not like vegetables due to the growing popularity of plant-based diets, but in space, veggies such as spinach must be packaged in vacuum-sealed containers due to the fact that astronauts attach vegetables to use a water distributor to dispense water into the bag until the spinach brick becomes textured food. I'm sure you've seen that before in memes or maybe at space theme parks, but the interesting thing, despite the fact that space food does really come packaged like that, astronauts actually enjoy gardening. They take pleasure in caring for and watering the plants and getting dirty because it reminds them of life on Earth. The ability of astronauts to germinate fresh food is so alluring that they celebrate it with salad. When the International Space Station 3 could produce a few lettuce-head, scientists want to cultivate beans in space in 2021 using high-tech planters created at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. So yeah, we'll have practical and useful tools in the future. The efficient space farms we have first cleansed your hands and performing similar you should wash your teeth. Even something as straightforward as washing your hands can be really challenging. The ISS, astronauts utilize fluids instead of a shower to effectively perform. They apply liquid soap and water from pouches onto their hair without rinsing. Then to clean their hair, they utilize towels and rinse less soap with a little water. If you're wondering how they manage to clean the ISS, they utilize liquid. Wipe off the surplus water. Cleaning supplies include detergent, plastic gloves that can be thrown away, multipurpose wiping cloths, and a vacuum. They use detergent spray to clean when cleaning with the cloth, wipe it down, and vacuum the dust. What do you think of these typical activities we can accomplish? The gloves were disposable on Earth but cannot perform in space. Please let us know in the comments and don't forget to watch our film. Click to set on notifications, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. We hope you enjoyed our film and we'll see you again soon for more fantastic material like today.